Listen to this.
I'm sure you've seen. I mean, she's, the Thanksgiving dust up. She says she doesn't, still believe that, but, the abolished prisons, abolished police, which is also positions that have been taken by a lot of the progressive candidates who have won. How do you get around that? I mean, those are not positions that are supported by.
Right. I mean, I think that my understanding is that that Francesca Hong has made clear her present stances to her electorate.
Yeah, she's moved away from a lot of that.
Right, she's moved away from it. And I have a local city councilman that has this saying, woke one was crazy.
Woke one was crazy. Okay, that's interesting. I mean, did the movement go too far with some of those positions? I mean, you briefly supported the idea of defunding the police.
I think that during this time and especially during COVID, there was a huge opening of the Overton window. And I think that the doors were really open in trying to entertain any and every policy that was going to get us to a better place.
Oh my God. Okay. Oh, and Jonathan Karl, what a fool. He's like completely enamored with her. Like she's got him leading him around by the balls, which disappeared during that segment. This is her, June 2020 on X. Defunding police means defunding police. It does not mean budget tricks or funny math. Here she goes on September 2020 during a House hearing. Far too much of the discussion around the issue of white supremacist infiltration of policing focuses on whether the problem exists at all. And we have known for generations that it is not a question about whether this problem is an issue. It is a matter of how we have allowed it to sustain for so long. She wants to abolish ICE. She wants to abolish DHS. She wants to trans children. There are plenty of comments about that on the House floor and outside. But this business about the cops, you guys, so AOC, it's been a very long time since she had to support herself by slinging margaritas. She makes a nice living and she's got a social media presence. This woman is not hurting for paychecks, as evidenced by her newfound love of fertility treatments to freeze her eggs, which just 6 years ago, she was saying she didn't think she could afford. Now she's doing these some estimated $20,000 treatment for kicks because she could just have a baby the old fashioned way. She's with a guy. They've been together for 5+ years.
Injecting myself with things. Maybe later. Maybe if I become a pro at this, I'll do that.
Yes, immediately this started coming on social media. Oasis said just a few years ago that there was a scientific consensus that the lives of children are going to be very difficult because of sea change. Thus, people should think about not having children. It is funny how she no longer talks about the war ending in 12 years because she knows it was a lie she spread. This was what she was spreading a few years ago.
Our planet is going to face disaster if we don't turn this ship around. And so it's basically like there's scientific consensus that the lives of children are going to be very difficult. And it does lead, I think, young people to have a legitimate question. Is it okay to still have children?
There is something this lady is struggling to do. Her previous positions on things, defunding the police, this, that, associations with Hassan, she's now struggling to backtrack, like distancing herself with these people. It will not work. People understand, they know exactly what she stands for. So struggling to do this now is something I don't get it. We all know that her aim is to run for president. Reason you see her trying to put out this kind of publicity stunts. Yeah, I understand she's leading on the polls in the Democrat Party. If you check, according to the latest polls I saw, she's beating Kamala Harris. So her starting to do this is just to continue, send a message to these people. I don't know if the Democrat establishment will allow her to run or what exactly.
So you have Wisconsin coming up next, Francesca Hong, who is the Democratic Socialists of America supported candidate for governor. You haven't endorsed her. Are you going to?
No, I haven't endorsed in that race. My focus has been in winning back the Congress, winning back the House, and positioning ourselves to have the best chance possible to win the Senate. So I've been focused on those legislative.
I noticed you haven't yet endorsed in the Wisconsin governor's race. What's your thinking there, and might you endorse? Or
I don't think so. I met Francesca a couple of years ago. I was in Wisconsin, and she seems very, very nice. But again, this is a race I just am not that familiar with. We have not gotten involved in many governor's races. I think we did one in Maine with Troy Jackson. You know, obviously my major concern right now is seeing that we have a Senate and a House that is going to stand up to Trump. That's really where my focus is. So as of now, we have not been involved in that race.
Candidates who have won. How do you get around that? I mean, those are not positions that are supported by
Right. I mean, I think that a lot of these races, even right now, they'll have a tendency to be nationalized.
Yeah.
But these races ultimately are local, and all politics are local. My understanding is that that Francesca Hong has made clear her present stances to her electorate.
Yeah, she's moved away from a lot of that.
Right, she's moved away from it. And I have a local city councilman that has this saying, woke one was crazy.
Woke one was crazy. Okay, that's
and I think that what's important is that we have to assess what
was it? I mean, did the
candidate
movement
is
go
saying
too
now.
far with some of those positions? I mean, you briefly supported the idea of defunding the police.
Well, you know, I think that during this time and especially during COVID, there was a huge opening of the Overton window. We were shut down. There was some of the highest unemployment rates that we have seen because of those shutdowns.
Yeah.
And I think that the doors were really open in trying to entertain any and every policy that was going to get us to a better place. And I actually think that the discussions that were had in that time were quite fruitful. I think that when we talk about crime today, it's fundamentally different than the way that we talked about crime in bringing crime down, right? And I think that we all share in the goals of having as low a crime rate as possible. I think that, you know, during lockdown, of course, rhetoric in that time is not rhetoric that we would use today. And I'm grateful that these candidates have the opportunity to present who they are to their electorate and what they're campaigning on in this moment.
Amazing.
You know, if you take a look at Democrat politicians, you will clearly see they are fond of this. A question surfaced to Bernie Sanders about this lady in Wisconsin. Bernie Sanders did not actually respond to the question the way, and he did not endorse the lady. Oh, it's a very good lady. We are not really looking into the issue of governors. The same question is asked to Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez. Her response is just the same. It's like they have the same playbook. Now, going into changing positions, this lady in Wisconsin is doing the same thing. Her previous stance on issues, she is changing, flip-flopping. Now, AIC, how she used to look at issues, talking about defunding the police. Look at what she's doing here. She's just talking the same way. You know, if you look into all this, you will see that these people will always be like this. Democrat politicians are fond of it. They can say something today. If they realize the thing is no longer working, they change, start giving different positions. People don't forget. Yeah, people know exactly all these tactics. Yeah, they understand what is happening. I don't believe you will tell someone that, oh, there are videos. If you watch the beginning of this clip, you'll see there is just one I decided to share where she used to stand, people should not give birth, you know, but look at her now, freezing eggs, meaning she has planned. Her previous position on that few years ago is not working today, right?
Call it what it is. It's communism.
The Commie Caucus is coming to Congress.
Communism is on the ballot this November.
Well, you can kind of get a sense of the theme, and obviously the president has said the same thing. But by the way, just a quick definitional thing, what in your mind is the difference between socialism and communism?
I think to me, the fundamental differences, I mean, there's many.
Yeah.
One prevailing one is democracy. And I believe that democratic socialists are fundamentally pro-democracy. And we believe in the ballot box. We believe in respecting the outcomes of elections and governing democratically.
I believe you've seen them. I don't want to make the video long. I think I will end here. Thank you. God bless you abundantly. I want to appreciate you for watching the video to this end. Please hit the video and, if possible, share out.
That the WNBA
alter our brains that like people are bad and our world is crazy and like yes, keep your head on a swivel.
About qualification.
Odysseus.
Telemachus. This clip of Elliot Page is going to be what tanks the Odyssey movie. It's supposed to be a warrior, right? A warrior.
Really fortunate about
That got John A.